Shaq has been supporting Angel Reese and dismissing Caitlin Clark for too long. However, what Caitlin just did left him speechless and changed his opinion about her. She proved that she is the real deal.
I owe you an apology, I wasn't really familiar with your game.
Caitlin has been making waves in the WNBA and surprising everyone with her skills. Even the legendary Shaquille O'Neal, initially not a supporter of Clark's game, admitted that what he saw later completely changed his mind. Her performance blew him away and shifted his entire perspective on the WNBA and women's basketball as a whole.
Caitlin Clark is a special player. She reminds me of a Steph Curry. You know, a lot of times she takes those ill-advised shots that me and Chuck don't like, but they go in. Not only do they go in consistently. And the way she plays the game, she's the true definition of a great player, one that makes the players around her better. You know, not only was she making a great shot, she was making great passes.
Did you see that he is the same guy who used to call Angel Reese my girl?
She's probably the greatest athlete ever to come out of LSU sports.
Or Shaq has gone from doubting Caitlin Clark to comparing her to the legendary Steph Curry. It's simple. Caitlin Clark dominated Angel Reese's team while Shaq watched from the front row, and that was enough to change his perspective.
She's definitely taken that golden advice, recently being the first WNBA player that has recorded consecutive 20-plus point rebound games.
Good ball movement on this possession. Logo shot.
Chicago's been trying to find a way to get Rachel Banham going. That's one way.
Count the packets.
Let me make one thing clear. I love Shaq, but I have to be honest. He was being very petty before, trying to ignore Caitlin Clark's greatness. You can't do that, Shaq. He actually admitted that he tried to feel upset while Caitlin was dominating Angel Reese. He literally said he tried not to like Caitlin Clark just because he supports Reese. That's so childish. Here's exactly what he said. I never spoke about her before because Angel Reese is my girl, but I can truthfully say that Caitlin Clark is for real. I'm watching her play, and I'm trying to be upset, but she makes the right pass, makes the right play. Shaq finally gets it, but it's strange that it took him sitting courtside while Clark dominated Reese for him to come around. Now, he says Caitlin's the real deal. Well, duh. It's about time he noticed what everyone else has been seeing for months. But you know what really bothers me? The fact that he felt like he had to pick sides. Come on, Shaq, don't be like that. You can have a favorite, no one's stopping you from doing that. No one is forcing you to choose just one, you can support both of them.
How impactful has your relationship been with Angel?
She's like a daughter to me, so I'm gonna protect her. I call her, just mess with her, but it's good. She's doing a great job.
Yes, he has a good relationship with Angel. Do you know about that Reebok deal Angel got recently? Well, Shaq was named the president of Reebok basketball, and he was the one who helped her secure that deal. But Caitlin didn't need any help landing her multi-million-dollar Nike deal. Her game speaks for itself. I'm sure Shaq has noticed that too.
Mostly it's just, I got a problem with Caitlin Clark's behavior.
I've watched Caitlin Clark try one bad idea pass after another, one after another, after another, after another.
Crying Caitlin Clark, an unlikable, floppy whiner who plays with a victim mentality.
And as you've seen, Shaq isn't the only one who underestimated and mocked Caitlin. Many analysts and sports personalities doubted her abilities. Caitlin doesn't care what people say, she just enjoys the game. However, it's possible that all the negative comments have motivated her to perform even better. We've already seen that this is how her mind works.
I got a technical for basically being mad at myself because I missed the three and then I went and hit the backboard and he told me it was disrespectful to the game of basketball. So I don't know, it reminded me of the technical that I got in college where I said, damn it, where it's like a personal frustration. Had nothing to do with my team, had nothing to do with their reffing, had nothing to do with other team. It was just because I'm a competitor, and I felt like I should have been making more shots. So, but I think he fired me up to continue to play a lot harder. I thought we got a lot better after he did that. So I want to thank him for that.
This is exactly what sets Caitlin Clark apart. While others are busy trying to tear her down, she lets her game do the talking, dominating on the court and putting up incredible stats. She shows up in ways that speak for themselves, without needing any extra noise. Unlike some players, like Shaq's favorite, Angel Reese, Clark doesn't rely on baseless claims to earn respect in the league. Recently, Reese made an absurd accusation on her podcast, suggesting that some of Clark's fans mistreat her because of her race.
It's really just the fans, her fans, the Iowa fans, now the Indiana fans that are like, they ride for her. And I respect that respectfully, but sometimes it's very disrespectful. I think there's a lot of racism when it comes to it, and I don't believe she stands on any of that. But when it comes to death threats, like I'm talking about people that come down to my address, follow me home, like it's come down to that. Multiple occasions, people have made AI pictures of me like naked, literally.
Really?
They have sent it to my family members. My family members are like, uncles are sending it to me like, are you naked on Instagram?
And no surprise, she didn't provide any real proof or explain how any of that relates to Caitlin. Anyway, it seems people are finally waking up, including Shaq. He's starting to understand what I've been saying all along: forget the drama and ridiculous narratives surrounding Caitlin Clark. It's time to appreciate her for what she truly is, a game changer. Shaq is finally giving Caitlin Clark the recognition she deserves, and it's about time. He even said that Clark does everything right, girls try to rough her up, and she doesn't even complain. She's the real deal, even this early in her career. Shaq also praised Caitlin Clark's family for how they raised her and for the way she plays on the court. Much respect to Shaq for putting his biases aside and acknowledging how talented Caitlin is. Caitlin Clark is just getting started, and with Shaq backing her, even more eyes are going to be on her incredible talent.
And I think that is where we can talk about, is she the most impactful rookie of all time? Has she passed LeBron James in that sense for this specific sport?
Caitlin Clark is certainly a once-in-generation talent. Her performance so far has been phenomenal and nothing short of extraordinary. 11 after high expectations and a media buzz following her induction to the WNBA, Clark has not only cemented her status as the top of the season but uplifted the WNBA as a whole. She has taken the game to new heights in terms of TV ratings, merchandise sales and overall profit. 12. There are very few personalities bigger than Shaquille O'Neal. As a legendary NBA player, he has remained a dominant figure in sports even after his retirement. Sharing his thoughts, Shaq said he became hooked on women's basketball after watching Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. 13. I can agree with Caitlin Clark, but Angel Reese has just been padding her stats in the WNBA. On August 30, 2024, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark faced off in a game between the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever. Shaq was in the stadium, ready to watch his favorite WNBA player take down her supposed rival. However, he never could have expected how the game would actually turn out. The game didn't go in Angel's favor, as Caitlin Clark scored a career-high 31 points and 12 assists, completely dominating the matchup. Now, imagine watching your favorite player lose. That's really tough. Clark's new career high is an incredible 35 points with 8 assists, but Shaq had to watch his favorite WNBA player lose to her supposed rival. This must have been hard for him, but he later accepted the reality of this rivalry. This match would be a pivotal one, really changing Shaq's perspective on the WNBA and the future of women's basketball. He later stated, "When I see stuff on TV, I think, okay, I'd like to see it in person." Well, I saw it in person. She can play, from a basketball standpoint, she makes all the right plays, gets everybody involved, and she has that Steph Curry range. Share this video with fellow Caitlin Clark fans, and don't forget to subscribe to Topility Topics to stay updated with all the latest game highlights, hot takes, and WNBA news.